So I just got back from Suwon because my dad had to visit a hospital for his bi-monthly checkup. Why does he have to go to the hospital and why is he in Suwon? Well, because he had a pretty severe stroke about 10 years ago and two or three minor ones ever since. And he's been suffering from vascular dementia for the past 4 or 5 years or so. At first, it was okay. You're handling it, and but his condition was getting worse and worse. And my mom couldn't handle him anymore. And of course, I would visit, at least a couple times a month and try to help out. My sisters did the same thing, but just it wasn't enough. It was turning out to be just not enough. So after much debate, we decided to put him in a nursing home. It was a hard decision to make, but after a lot of discussion, we decided that it was for the best for Dad. And it's been about a month, a little less than a month, but since he's been admitted to this veterans nursing home in Suwon. And today was his time to go get his first checkup, his bi-monthly checkup. So that's why he had to go to the hospital and why I had to go to Suwon. But why am I telling you all of these things now? Because, well, first of all, at this point, my dad doesn't really remember much at all. He keeps asking me what gender my daughter is. I keep telling him, it's not a son, it's a daughter. But, that's not really a big issue at all. What really bothers me or makes me sad is that he doesn't really have any recollection of some of the most precious and intimate moments that I had with him. The thing is, there's a really precious few of them to begin with, right? Because I left home when I was 13 and I came back when I was 23 or 24. So there's a 10-year gap, and my dad was always this kind of a stereotypical stern and scary Asian dad. He never spoke much. So there were really only precious few memories I had with him, but they were deep and they were intimate. But because of this dementia, horrible thing, he can't really remember any of those things. I keep asking him about our past memories, but he doesn't remember. And it makes me really sad. We all have memories, right? Some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them are happy, some of them are sad. But nonetheless, they all make up who we are. And if we lose them, however bad they may be, we kind of lose connection with the world around us. And it's especially true with those really intimate memories that we have. Like the first time your first child is born, or the time you left home for college, or the day you got married. Those memories, they stay with us and they affect us for a long time. So let's think about the relationship that the disciples had with Jesus. The way Jesus interacted with the 12 were pretty much like a typical rabbi of the day. So they lived together, they ate together, they slept together, they did everything together. So what do you think the disciples would have remembered most fondly about Jesus? The miracles? Well, Jesus performed a ton of them, right? But I don't think the disciples would have remembered the miracles when they thought about Jesus. They were amazing stuff, but I think their favorite and the most intimate moment would have come from tonight. And before I go on, if you haven't listened to the Lent reading for today, here's the link. So please click on it and listen to it first before you're continuing, because what I'm going to be talking about from now on will be based on the passage for today. So coming back, in John chapter 13, the night before Jesus was crucified, we see Jesus and the disciples having the Passover meal. And this is the famous one, right? This is the Lord's Supper or communion or Eucharist or whatever you want to call it. Some of the Christian traditions celebrate it as a sacrament. Some of them don't. But theological differences aside, the Lord's Supper is one of the most important traditions in the Christian faith. Jesus broke the bread and poured the wine, and he said, specifically, he told the disciples to do this in remembrance of me. So it's a very, very important thing. It's something that Jesus himself has commanded us to do. So every time we share in communion, we remember our Savior, we remember what he has done. It's an important thing. So that's why Matthew, Mark, and Luke treats this event as like the most important event that happened on this night. But John 13, unlike the Synoptic Gospels, has something entirely different, an event that's not in the Synoptic Gospels as the centerpiece of this night. John 13, verse 2 to 5. During supper, when the devil had already put it into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him, Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he had come from God and was going back to God, rose from supper. He laid aside his outer garments, and taking a towel, tied it around his waist. Then he poured water into a basin, and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel that was wrapped around him. So Judas is here about to betray him, and what is Jesus' reaction? He gets up in the middle of the dinner, and he gets a towel, ties it around his waist, and he gets to work on his disciples' feet. He doesn't try to go talk to Judas, and he doesn't try to talk him out of doing what he's about to do. He doesn't order his disciples to say, go and get him. He doesn't do anything like that. He doesn't make a scene. He simply gets up and serves his disciples as if he was the disciple and they were the master. Now close your eyes just for a moment and imagine yourself sitting in front of Jesus with your feet out, your dirty, smelly feet. And Jesus is on his knees, and your smelly foot, right foot or left foot, whatever is first, is in his hands. And he's gently washing it, and all the dirt and grime, all of it is getting off your feet. You will not be able to forget this moment. You will not be able to forget this moment. Never. I mean, who does that, right? Who does that? Who washes somebody else's feet? Never mind washing your inferior's feet. It doesn't happen. It's a shocking thing even in this day and age. Back then, it was simply unthinkable. So this is a memory that will stick with you forever. And while the disciples are still in shock from this event, Jesus says in verse 34 to 35, a new commandment I give to you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another. By this all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. Amen. Love one another. Then people will know that you are my disciples, and that means they will know that they will remember me. This is Jesus' dying message. It's his will right before his cross. This commandment was not told to them in the middle of, a miracle, in the middle of feeding of the 5,000, or in the middle of transfiguration, or in the middle of Jesus raising Lazarus back from the dead. It was told during the most intimate moment of their lives with Jesus. How could anybody forget? Right? How could anyone forget? How could anyone not think of this moment and this commandment when they think about Jesus? If we truly love him, that means we need to love each other. We need to love the world. If our sins are taken by him, and if our lives are renewed by his gentle touch, then we need to remember. But the sad truth is, it's like we all suffer from spiritual dementia, And we forget. We forget even the most intimate stuff. We live as if nothing has ever happened. That's how we live our lives. It's like Peter in John 21. He goes out fishing. He goes out fishing as if nothing happened in the past 3 years. He forgets, or maybe he wants to forget. He wants to let go of everything. But here's the good news. This is the good news. Jesus meets Peter where he is. It's as if they are meeting for the first time all over again, right? Peter is out fishing, but Jesus is at the shore telling him, shouting, and telling him to cast the net on the right side. And then Peter realizes that it's Jesus. He jumps off the shore. He swims up to him. And what is Jesus doing? He's cooking. He's cooking a warm meal for him. So they eat. And after they eat, Jesus tells him to feed and tend to his sheep. Jesus is gently reminding him of his commandment. We might forget. We always forget. And we might have the spiritual dementia and live as if nothing has happened in our lives. That whatever has happened only happens on Sundays. But there is somebody who remembers. Even if we forget, there is somebody who remembers. Someone who remembers for us and comes to us and meets us where we are. He is our solid rock. He is our way, our truth. So let's come to him tonight. Okay, let's come to him tonight. Even if we forget, he remembers. He really does. And he wants to meet us where we are and remind us of that intimate love that he has for us. We might have experienced it, but we might have forgotten it. He will never forget. He wants to remind us of that love that he has for us, and he wants to remind us to love each other with that love. This song will begin playing right after this, in this video clip. And while listening to it for the next 5 minutes or so, let's just spend the time pouring out our hearts to God. If you have somebody next to you, just maybe hold hands with them. But just talk to God. Focus on him. Talk to him. Tell him about your failures. Tell him about your sorrows. Whatever it is, talk to him. And he will listen.
More than the air I breathe, more than the song I sing, more than the next heartbeat, more than anything. And Lord, as time goes by, I'll be by your side, 'cause I never want to go back to my old life. I need you more than yesterday. I need you more than much more than anything.